I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. And I swear this is true, and I owe it all to you.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only
No,
Jim Taylor.
don't put me on that pedestal.
Is it Jim or is it Jimbo or Jambalaya? What is it? What are we legally?
Legally, I am James Taylor, but I have never gone by that.
You just call
So in
out my name.
you don't want me singing that. I'm more of a Barry White guy, not a James Taylor. But I went by Jimmy for the longest time. I say the longest time, but some reason, third grade, I decided it just sounded kind of childish, and I wanted to be Jim Taylor.
I like it. I only know you as Jim Taylor.
And I went to Jim. It's funny though. If you notice, did you notice how Kristen on one of the things she refers to me as Jimmy Taylor?
Jimmy, yeah.
I don't know how the hell she got that. Because the only people that ever, I mean, I had my little meemaw that called me Jimmy every now and then,
yeah.
you know. But anyways, that's a whole other story. But
oh, meemaw,
oh yeah,
Jimmy,
yeah. Oh, she sounded like Edith from Archie Bunker. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, you haven't changed a bit from here up.
Oh,
we've all changed from here down, but
oh yeah,
here up, brother. That's Jim. That is Jim Taylor as I know it.
Yeah, you don't get this handsome figure without the love of food.
Amen, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, thanks for coming.
Oh man,
thanks for coming.
When you called, I was in Fredericksburg when
me and Ruben called you.
Yes, when you FaceTimed me and was showing me this picture and some other stuff. He's like, "Hey man, would you do a podcast?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah,
I'm
man.
on."
We're talking about junior high. Heck yes, I am in.
Sign me up.
Hell yeah.
So,
oh, sorry, can I cuss?
Yes,
okay.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
I will try. I go off of the demeanor of the person that I'm interviewing. So if you go there, I get to go there. If you don't go there, I don't go there. So unless I slip.
All right. Well, I will try to be more.
So you can drop an F-bomb. It's okay.
Well, fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Again, yeah.
All right, here we go.
So
in the hot seat.
So let's go to elementary school.
Ooh.
Where did you attend elementary school so that everybody knows?
I had probably one of the wildest, wicked elementary school life. So my mom and dad bought a house in Watauga, Rickey Drive, just around the corner from Watauga Middle School and whatever the elementary school is next to it. I can't ever think of the name of it. And I attended that kindergarten and half of first grade. And I say half of first grade because my parents divorced. Okay. And so they divorced. My mom comes in. She's like, all right, well, you're going to have to go live.
Did you understand what was happening?
I had no clue. I thought my mom was leaving me to go live with my grandparents or somebody.
Right.
And which wasn't too far off from that. We'll get to that in a minute. And so she's like, no, I'm coming with you. I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. At the time, I guess I was a mama's boy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so, but then we ended up living in Diamond Oaks apartments.
Okay.
Right there on Glenview.
Yep.
And so I finished the second half of first grade at Mellendore.
Okay.
That was a short live. And then I guess things didn't work out. I don't know what the deal was, but we ended up moving into my grandparents' house over in North Richland Hills.
North Richland Hills.
Off of Davis and what is that? Anyways. And so I attended Carrie Francis.
Okay. Yeah.
For second through fourth. And I thought, here I am. I thought I was badass. I was the fourth person to finish my multiplication tables in fourth grade, memorizing them. We got to go to Baskin Robbins, all this cool stuff.
If you did that?
Yeah, if you did.
Nice.
That. And I was the fourth person to to complete that.
The other three were probably girls first, and then Jim.
Yeah, I don't remember that. So, anyways, then the bomb hit. So after 4th grade, my mom decides to take off. She's going to go live with somebody else,
Not including you.
not including me or my older brother. So I have an older brother. I had an older brother. He passed away in 23. Yeah, there's the men in my life. I'm very fortunate to be alive, I guess. But anyways, so 4th grade ends, summertime comes, and then my dad decides that it's his responsibility to raise his 2 sons, not my grandparents. We're talking, I mean,
So mom left.
Mom
You
left
stayed with grandma and grandpa.
for a while.
Okay.
And then, I mean, that was my home, you know? And so all of a sudden he's like, no, I'm sorry, but you're going to come live with me. I'm going to raise you. And I'm, you know, I will tell you this, I probably resented it for the longest time.
Right.
Which, I mean, I had all kinds of problems with that. So we moved. We lived in a townhome over there by Academy.
Okay. Yeah.
And those townhomes right beside that street. Okay. Which was the first time that I met my wife now and her brother, Gary, and my wife, Vicky. And so then we lived there for, I forget how long, but I attended Holiday Heights, was where I finished elementary school.
Okay.
But I mean, I resented my dad for taking us away from my grandparents. My mom was gone. Then all of a sudden, 6th grade, because I'm like a year ahead of, I'm actually technically a year ahead of everybody.
Okay.
And so I failed 6th grade. It was the first year that it became 70 or above, no pass, no play. God, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this, but you know, it's probably good for therapy or some shit, you know.
Hey.
But anyways, and so I was like, I failed 6th grade. I had to repeat.
Have you listened to Todd's podcast yet? Today that dropped today.
I dropped some of it. I got some of it.
I don't know if you heard in there, but I failed the 6th grade. My teacher, Miss Doyle, sat me down after everybody else went to recess and said, "Toby, you have failed the 6th grade. But we have discussed it and talked about it, and we're going to move you on to the 7th grade." What kind of life-changing pieces would I have had if that would have been flipped? Dude.
You want to know mine? So if I wouldn't have repeated 6th grade,
would have come through it with this, dude.
I would have ended up at North Richland because of where I lived. Because at the time we moved off of by Academy. We were up there on Deaver, which is just behind Fort Worth Christian.
Okay.
So we're up there, and so I had to repeat 6th grade, which I repeated there. Which, lo and behold, I actually met Jason Lee for the first time. He lived like 4 houses down from me on Deaver.
Over by Fort Worth Christian.
Fort Worth Christian.
Okay.
And then, so I repeated the 6th grade, finally passed that. And Dad's like, well, we're moving again. Here we go. And so we moved to.
Nothing from Mom?
No. Mom came in and out of the picture probably 7 or 8 times between the time she left in 4th grade till I was 21.
Dude, I feel like a horrible friend. I didn't know any of this.
Nobody knew a lot of this.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Just was that's
it was
what,
life.
That was life, you know. And so
Dad says we're gonna move.
Yeah. So we moved. We moved over. We were actually still in North Richland Hills, but we were on Ashmore, which was technically you knew where Jason Lee lived.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess his mom Sharon married Les.
Yep.
Les had the big home down there on the corner.
Right.
His dad lived across the street. You know, all those streets were named after his dad.
Correct.
His
they
dad
own that property.
His dad was American Airlines pilot. And so that's why it's airline and whatever else. I think his wife's name, something. Anyways. So, and then if you go airline to Glenview, Ashmore is like right across the street. And I was right there.
Okay.
And so summer comes, Dad takes me up to Richland Junior High, signs me up for football. I get the old purple and white sweatshirt,
Bit like
with
a
the
glove,
hoodie.
didn't it?
You
Hell
know,
yeah.
Who gave a shit that it was like 96 degrees outside? I still was like proud. I had this purple and white shirt. And so, yeah. And so, first day of school, 7th grade, I walk into the cafeteria and there was Jason. And I was like, are you kidding me? I thought for sure I was going to,
You weren't going to know anybody.
but I knew Jason. And that was probably why through junior high, we were me and him and Brent
Doherty, pretty tight.
We were pretty tight. So
pretty tight. So,
so that's my elementary school life.
So you redid 6th grade at Holiday Heights.
I did.
And then did something change? I guess that address over there where Jason Lee and them were at?
We were on Deaver then. We were back there behind or by sorry, my phone just went off. I apologize. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, technical difficulties.
I apologize. I turned the volume off. Sorry.
That was brought to you by Arrow Bolton Tool, folks.
Right. I thought your wife was going to throw her phone at me, but anyways, what were we saying?
So
yeah. So
where y'all moved got you to Richland Junior High.
Yes. So that put me in the district for junior high for Richland Junior High.
Now, did you know anything about football prior to 7th grade?
Not. I mean, I didn't play football for like RYA or anything. Like I played baseball for RYA. But through as a kid, and I don't know. Do you ever know? He was a year ahead of us, but Kevin Schilling.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually still have the trophy of us. We were on the Pirates, and I kid you not, as a kid, that son of a bitch pitched a no-hitter. And I mean, he was just amazing.
He was a stud at baseball.
Oh yeah, he was a stud at baseball. But I was on his team for the longest time. But I never played football until we played street ball out in front of my grandmother's house.
But I didn't know what position.
It was mailbox to the light pole.
Yeah.
That was it. And so we would be
curb to curb, mailbox to light pole.
Yes. And if you fell in the street, you fell in the street. But it was
dusted off.
Oh yeah. Yep. Rub it in the dirt. Get back in the game.
So after seeing Jason Lee, who else pops up to you that you kind of became quick friends with in 7th grade?
I'm not sure how Brent and Jason became 7th grade. I'm oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember, man, but I just remember that being, I don't know, 7th grade was kind of a blur.
A blur?
Yeah.
Brent Doherty, he and I were buddies a little bit. He had a dog.
Yes.
Do you remember what that dog would do that was so funny?
It was like a big.
It was a monster dog. It was a huge dog.
But it was like a schnauzer, right?
No. It was a huge dog, like a Great Dane sized dog.
Yeah, but it wasn't a Great Dane.
No, it wasn't a Great Dane.
But it looked like a big old. Okay, so we're camping in his back. I don't know the dog's name or the type, but I just remember for some reason we decided to go camping in his backyard in the middle of I don't know what. And that dog had the biggest set of cojones on you that you could. And we had a BB gun back there. And
You didn't shoot the dogs.
I did not.
Did you?
I did not.
Somebody else did.
But Brent did. Square in the nuts. And that dog lets out a yelp. And I kid you not, his dad knew exactly what the hell had happened. We all three are getting this ass chewing for 30 minutes.
Oh, from his dad.
Oh, yeah. And I kid you not, I don't think that dog ever walked straight from then on out. Be honest.
That dog, and I used to laugh about this all the time, that dog would go in the living room and would back up to the couch and sit like a person and watch TV.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember.
I was over
his house all the time.
That dog would back up and stare at the TV. And I'm like, Brent, your dog's watching TV. He's like, yeah.
Beautiful dog.
Beautiful dog.
Oh, red? Was it red?
Yeah, it was red. Yeah. Reddish color.
Yeah.
Another story with Brent. First person I ever got intoxicated with. Brent Doherty, this house, my mom had a Christmas party. The party was over. My mom had left, and Brent and I started drinking Barnells and James wine coolers and got toasted. And we got so toasted, I passed out. I threw up and I passed out. And
That's awesome.
he called his mom and dad to come get him. He was passed out in the driveway when his mom and dad picked him up. The next morning, I was hungover, and my mom said, "Where's Brent?" And I started looking in the kitchen cabinets for Brent.
That's awesome.
It wasn't until the next night at North Hills Mall that I saw him, and I said, "Dude," and he was like, "I don't feel good." I said, "I know you don't feel good because I don't feel good either." First dude I ever got intoxicated with.
North Hills
Yes.
Mall.
Yeah, the old mall.
You remember he had that motorcycle, like a dirt bike-ish something?
I don't.
Man, I remember it. And he told, and I don't even remember why I went. I went from his house, which was over there by the mall.
Yeah.
And then I went to Glenview and then took it all the way to 377 to Cliff Matthews' house.
Cliff Matthews.
He lived up there on
the Putt King.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the Putt King. I forgot about that. But anyways, I rode that bike all the way up there to his house, did something, and then came back. And lo and behold, of course, I drive right by Brent's dad, and he recognizes me and the bike. And so yeah, that was a whole nother 30 minutes of ass chewing.
So 7th grade football, you played basketball because you were always tall.
Yes.
A team, I'm assuming, right?
I don't know if I was A team in 7th grade.
8th grade,
because I never played basketball on a team.
Right, prior to.
But yeah,
you just kind of played.
Yeah.
So basketball, then off season, we all kind of work out, do stupid stuff, figuring all that stuff out. Then we go into 7th grade summer.
Oh yes.
Did you go to summer rec up there at the junior
who was
high?
it, Coach C or somebody that would open up the gym?
Yep.
And so who was the high schooler guy? And I don't know if it was 7th grade. It might have been 8th or 9th, in between there, that was big on basketball.
I'm going to say a name.
And he had those funky shoes that he
Drew Pruitt.
Is that who that was?
He had those funky shoes up higher. Yeah. I remember those shoes.
And it was like it had some platforms on the front, you know? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was like the best.
Wasn't it great?
That was the greatest time ever.
I mean,
my dad was like, "You really want to go? You just got to." I'm like, "Yeah, they're going to open it up, man. We're going to hang out. We're going to play basketball.
We're going to play kickball inside the gym.
Yes.
You can have 3 people on the base. You get pegged out. Oh. We play put out. We play basketball, dodgeball. It was freaking awesome.
That was some of the best times.
And then at noon, he'd go, "All right, we're shutting it down." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, we didn't want to leave. We were probably one of the weirdest generations that didn't want to leave school in the middle of summer.
In the middle of summer, yeah, wanted to stay there. Well, what am I going to do? Go home and mow the yard?
Right?
No.
Do you remember getting drinks out of the? They hooked up the water hose like there in football to the PVC pipe,
drinking out of PVC pipe,
and it would be squirting out. And you just stick your mouth over the hole, and it'd be gagging your ass.
And somebody'd plug one and make one stronger and one weaker and everything.
Jacking with the other guy next to you.
Now, okay, so I'm going to combine a little bit here. In football, you played tight end. Am I right in saying that, or did you play receiver?
Not yet. You're jumping ahead.
Is that 9th grade?
That was 9th grade.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
What did you play in 7th grade?
I was lineman on offense. I was backup center to Chris Crane.
Okay,
was he? He was the first center.
Yeah,
I think. But I did the deep snap for punts.
For punts
to nice. Mike Berkobian, who I think was the punter. And then on defense, because I wore either 54 or 56, so it was either like Randy White or Lawrence Taylor. I was tight end. I mean, defensive end, and I did that all 3 years.
Did you like that?
I loved the defense.
Did you?
And then, but yeah.
Did you do choir or band?
I was band.
What instrument did you play?
Tuba.
Yes.
So back to elementary school.
I hear my wife laughing in the background.
Yeah, I was a tuba player. So the first year, I only took the tuba. I mean, it was a big ass tuba, right? And so I took it home like 4 times, but rocked it. my dad, not my dad. I'm sorry, my granddad played the tuba in either Army or Air Force or something.
Oh, really?
So one of the few times I did bring it home, I'd go over there with it. He'd play with it some too, you know. And so, but it just was so natural to me. And then obviously the second stint of sixth grade, I was just rocking it. And then I
So you carried it over from sixth grade up to junior high.
yes,
Okay.
junior high.
Okay.
Seventh grade. It was either seventh or eighth grade that I there was a freshman that was another tuba player that was in there. I think he was also a jock too, but he sucked at it.
Did he?
I mean, I rocked at it too, and they brought in an actual sousaphone, the big one that they march with. And so I got to go to one of the Richland High School games up at the old Birdville Stadium
and play
and march and play with them during one of those.
Nice.
And so, but yeah, and so I remember Mr. Osborne. I think that was his
Mr.
name.
Osborne. That's right. Yeah.
Telling me that he's like, because he knew I never took it home. I didn't. It always just stayed there. It just stayed there. And he's like, Jim, I could tell that this really comes naturally. You're probably going to get like a high school or a college scholarship for it.
Really?
Yeah.
The old tuba.
But then I had to listen to somebody else, and that changed my life. We'll get to that.
Did you? Were you ever first chair?
Oh, hell yeah.
Tuba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Except for like the beginning part of it. And then when I started playing, he was like, yeah, he swapped me and the other guy.
And the other guy over?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
there was only like two of us, so.
Well, then see, you're 50%.
Well, I know. I'm like, that they didn't set the standard very high, though.
What about, okay, I'm going to go to the lunchroom. Remember the lunchroom in junior high?
Vaguely.
Ring a bell?
Vaguely. But
stupid jukebox?
Yes. Yes. I do remember the jukebox.
Did we have a girlfriend in seventh grade?
I mean, I had one that was off and on.
Where did Gary and his sister go?
North Richland.
Okay, so they're Falcons.
Yes. Yeah, they're Falcons.
Okay,
so
we didn't know any.
I never really saw them anymore until we played at North Richland, either football or basketball,
and that's when you'd see them.
Yeah,
and then high school.
I did have a one good moment on basketball playing against Gary, and I had a breakaway, and I was like 4 inches from dunking that ball, but obviously that didn't matter. I still made the layup. I made the layup. But that was every now and then. I think Vicky will bring that up. It's been a few decades since then. You got to remember though, I'm working on almost 32 years of marriage. So
nice.
It's been
Look at that, dude. So, that's hard to find nowadays. 32 years.
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually proposed to her. She was a senior. I was a junior.
In high school, you proposed?
Because she graduated 91. We graduated 92. I got married in 94, but I was engaged all that time.
You knew then, huh?
Oh, I knew the first time I saw her in elementary school.
Really?
I thought,
that girl is going to be mine.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Did Gary ever have a problem with you dating his sister?
No, he didn't care.
He didn't care?
No.
So did we ever get in trouble in seventh grade?
Oh, man.
Any principal office visits or vice principals or?
Okay, so I was trying to remember who the blonde headed guy, and I took a picture because I have an 8th grade and 9th grade annual, and so I had to take a picture to remember the 7th and 8th grade
the principal,
the vice principal.
Well, Mr. Munchaka was one of them.
No.
Yes.
No. David Parker. He was the vice principal for
all of their junior high?
No, 7th and 8th.
Okay.
Mr. Lambert was the principal. Then 9th grade was Mr. Gomez.
Oh, I do remember Mr. Gomez.
Yes.
I got a little bit of trouble there.
Yes. Good old vice principal, Mr. Gomez.
I do remember Mr. Gomez.
So this was a picture for
Jim came prepared. I mean,
yeah, because
he did his homework and everything.
One of
folks.
the videos you talked about Henserling. Okay, the lady in there is Mrs. Henserling, and I think that might have been Mr. Henserling's.
And I do okay.
Wife.
I want to say that Mr. Parker there on the right.
Yes.
He did give me whoopings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Him and Gomez both had that. I remember walking into the vice principal's office. There was a chair, and then there was an opening door that I think him and the lady vice principal you could
connected their rooms.
Yeah.
Yes.
And above the chair was this picture. Do you remember what was on the picture?
No.
It was like a pond with these ducks flying over. And so when you go in there to get swats, licks, whatever you want to call it, he'd say, all right, you grab the handles on the chairs.
I remember grabbing the handle of the chair. Yeah.
And he'd go, watch the ducks. And then he would just lift your ass up off the ground, you know? And so I don't know how many times I got, and I kid you not, it never failed that I don't know if it was just one of those things that, okay, well, Jim Taylor got licks today, and email was sent to the coaches or what, you know, because
They knew.
or you know,
there was no email back then.
Coach Drake was walking by and he's like, "What the hell are you doing in here, Taylor?" You know, I don't think he said hell, but you know, he
probably did.
And so D-Hoff probably
yeah.
But and so yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why I'm in here.
Yeah. I think one of the times 8th grade I decided to moon
so it wasn't just me. See?
Yeah. You remember how they had that the grassy knoll area, whatever, the
courtyard area there, yeah,
between the wings, you know? And for some reason, I just decided, I think it was Jason or somebody, was a Brent or somebody was over there in English class, the blonde haired lady.
And you mooned from one side to the other?
Yeah, I pressed my butt cheeks right up against that window.
You gave him a pressed fruit basket.
Oh, yeah. It was like 20 minutes later, man. There was a knock on the door. And they were like, yeah, we need Jim Taylor to come to the vice principal's office, you know? And I'm like, oh, no. For real? Of all the people that saw it, was the whatever her name was.
Really? Me? I need to go?
I had sweats on, okay? And I'm thinking, oh, no.
Oh, it's really gonna hurt time today.
And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got like on these cheap sweats with, you know, underwear up underneath it. And I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. And then it was like, nope, all right, we can come back tomorrow and you're gonna get some swats.
So no girlfriend in 7th grade. That rings a bell at least. Any crushes?
So me and Amy Pennington were off and on throughout junior high, and I couldn't remember to save my life if it was me breaking up with her or her breaking up with me, off and on too many times to where finally I was just like, I'm done.
Okay, so Amy Pennington.
Yes.
I haven't told this story yet, have I? Amy Pennington? She lived across the street from the school, like 2 houses down.
Oh yeah, Scranton.
She and I were boyfriend, girlfriend for a short period of time. And I went to her house one day after school, and there was a little breezeway there between the garage. That's where you went into the house there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember.
There was a screen door there. And
I met her mom and her dad. Yeah, that was an awkward moment. We'll get to that later. But anyway.
So this had to have been 7th grade. And I'm over at her house, and she's going to break up with me and, you know, let me down easy, you know.
See, I'm thinking the same thing. I think she kept breaking up with me. That's why finally, I think it's freshman year, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Well, she let me go, and I walked out that door, and she opened it up, and she looked at me, and she said, "Hey, do you want to know why I'm breaking up with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess."
Do we really want to know?
And she said, "'Cause you stink." And
who didn't stink in 7th grade?
So my parents were divorced.
Okay.
And I don't ever recall my father teaching me hygiene.
Right.
And my mom, she was busy, you know, doing her thing. So I'll never forget, I came home and I told my brother Trace, who was the next one up from me, and he was still here living with us because my other brother and sister were at my dad's.
Right.
And I told Trace, I said, "Man, my girlfriend broke up with me today." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because she said I stink." And he said, "Well, do you know what deodorant is?" I said, "I don't know what deodorant is. What's deodorant?" He said, "Dude, you need to put deodorant on every day. It keeps you from stinking." And I remember in 6th grade with Mr. Odom as our band teacher and choir teacher, putting the risers together to do choir. And I would sweat a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, I would smell myself. I would stink. So my brother taught me what deodorant was. And my wife can attest to this today. I use Degree deodorant now, and I can go through a stick of deodorant in 7 days.
Damn. Okay.
I start here and I go all the way down to my belly, dude.
Okay.
I will never stink again a day in my life. I love Amy Pennington to death. I don't have any ill feeling, nothing like that. It got me to where I am today. But I'll never forget that forever burned in. And her mom, I loved her mom to death. Loved her mom to death.
I actually talked to her mom more after school than
you talked to her.
I don't know how we got in touch with each other of some sort, but she had something to do with like language or speaking or something. I forget what she was doing, but
I see her mom occasionally, or would see her occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
We'd do a parade or something for the city, and they still lived here, and she'd say hi and everything. And I think
do they
Amy,
not still live across the?
I think they might. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Amy went into law enforcement at some point, from what I've seen on Facebook.
Yes.
She did something with law enforcement. So
she's teaching it or something now.
Hopefully, she doesn't come arrest both of us for saying.
I'm not talking bad about her.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make
other
sure.
than the fact that she kept dumping me. But anyways.
So Amy Pennington, off and on.
Yes.
Do we ever dance with any girls at the old junior high early dance, seventh grade, 8th grade?
I remember the dances. They were in the cafeteria.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm trying to remember if there was ever, I don't know.
Did a band program over in the auditorium, right? Set all your tuba stuff up and everything, right?
Yeah.
All your parents come in there and taking their little flash photos of stuff and everything, or grandparents,
I think Dad was more excited about football than
was he?
Fan,
Did he come to every game and watch you play?
Oh, yeah.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dad. And I said, I kind of resented it. It wasn't until, as you get older in high school and further on as adult, how you appreciate the fact that here was a guy who could have just said, I'm going to let his grandparents raise the kids,
Screw it. Yeah.
But he chose not to. And he was like, no, these are my children. I'm going to raise them. And eventually I did tell him, I was like, Dad, you did something that there's probably quite a few fathers that would have just said, take the easy road.
Right.
But you chose not to. And I love you for that.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
And I mean, up until he died in St. Patrick's Day of 05, 25, that was 20 years ago. He would call me almost every day, if not every other day.
Really?
Hey son, how you doing? Just check and see how your day is going. He was,
he stepped up to
as
the plate.
As a father myself. I still haven't got to his standard of fatherhood.
That's crazy.
And my kids, she's 28 now, I think. 28.
Your brother was how much older than you?
Almost 3 years. He was born in 70. I was born in 72, but he was January and I was November.
So he would have been at the junior high the same time too, right?
He went to North Richland.
Oh, he did go to North Richland.
Yeah, he went to North Richland.
Okay.
And he graduated in 88 from Richland. He's the reason why there was a whole new set of rules for Richland. His
my brother was 88 too. Trace was 88.
Yeah, so their graduation was a shit show. And after that, it was like, okay, the rules change now, everything changes. I think that might have been when they got rid of, going to lunch off campus. And
it was. Well, when we moved from 7th grade, or I'm sorry, 9th grade to 10th grade, and the freshmen came with us, that was the end. That was the end of off-campus lunch.
Yeah.
And that sucked because my mom was a teacher there, and I had a way to go eat lunch and never could do it. So we go into 7th grade summer. We're gonna do football. So we've done the rec thing. Done a little bit of other summer of just going and playing in
Yep.
Six Flags or whatever from there.
Right.
And then it's football time. And so we go to two-a-days.
Oh yeah.
Did you like that whole two-a-day thing and all that?
No, but no. Not
When I
really.
get that smell of early morning grass, sometimes it makes that
You
goo
walk out
come
and you're going to work and you can smell that the grass is like a little wet, the dew on the grass, whatever.
Hated it.
And I'm like, oh,
I hated it.
freaking
Dude.
two-a-days. Here we go. Yes.
I wasn't good at football. I just did it because everybody else did it. And it's like I told Todd, my helmet didn't fit. My shoulder pads didn't fit. I didn't know about a cup. I didn't wear no cup.
No jock strap.
No jock strap. Or my underwear,
Yeah.
I had pads that were all over me that didn't fit. And
That was an early man's thong. The jock strap. It didn't go up the crack of her ass, though.
no, it went out the outside your cheeks.
Yeah.
And why couldn't it have a back on it?
I don't know.
I mean, really?
I don't know why.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Another discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So 8th grade, we
That
played.
was a woman that designed that.
it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So 8th grade, position we play in 8th grade?
I was still backup center, deep snap, guard. You said guard or tackle? I was thinking guard. I think I lined up next to Ruben
Okay.
quite a few times, and then defensive end, and it was pretty. It was just lame during 8th grade.
I hear all these positions you played, and I'm just over there on the bench, just
Yeah.
doing nothing, eating candy.
9th grade when it changed. But we'll get to that.
8th grade,
Yes.
anything come out class? I mean, did you take home ec and all that in junior high?
I did, but I don't remember it being 8th grade. I think it was more.
It was 9th.
It was probably 9th grade.
It was 9th.
And I had
And
a
the teacher was a little short
I had
lady.
a stint. Now she might deny this, but if I am not correct, if I'm not wrong, it was probably like for a day or two, because I got to hold her hand in home ec, Amy Fowler.
Oh.
And I don't think there was a kiss, but it didn't last very long. She realized the kind of standard that I was bringing to the relation. What I was bringing to the relationship. She was like, no.
She knew you were too good for her.
Yeah. I had the whole mullet thing working, I think.
We call that the Richland Hills waterfall.
Is that what we're calling that?
Yeah.
I like it.
Richland Ram waterfall. How about that? Even better.
My dad did not like that haircut at all. He was a barber. But,
Amy Fowler.
Yeah.
Her mom caught me trying to sneak in her window one night. What are you doing? Nothing. Well, I think you should go home. Yes, ma'am. I'm going home now. Bye. Gotta go. And their little brother, Cam. I see Cam every once in a while.
I don't remember him.
Cam Fowler.
Okay.
Yeah. Little snot-nosed kid. He was always a rambunctious kid.
She's another one, though, I thought was drinking from the fountain of youth.
Amy Fowler?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of those girls. Yeah.
Her, Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Melissa Bryan.
Yes.
Holds a close place in your heart.
She does.
I'm hoping that her and Heather Anderson will be here on Sunday.
Really? Okay.
Trying to put that together right now, as a matter of fact.
We'll get to Melissa Bryan.
So 8th grade.
Okay.
Not quite as foggy as 7th, right?
Right.
Basketball.
We're a little bit more established now. I think I was on the A team, although I might have still been on the B team. I know I was on the A team in basketball in freshman year. B team, I think I was on the A team. I don't know. We'd have to look back.
Did y'all have a band banquet every year?
A band banquet? I don't know if we did, because I don't remember ever going.
I went to band banquet in 9th grade with Karen Richmond, and Ruben went with Cheryl Martin. But it's the only one I went to. I went because Karen was in band.
Okay, but that wasn't what we went to at the Coliseum.
Was it not? That was 9th grade banquet.
Yes.
That was. Yeah.
There's a funny story about that.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay, we got to get through. We got to get through 8.
Yeah.
8th grade.
Yes.
Any kind of funny stories? I told the same story to Todd, I believe. It was Ruben. The janitor used to drive our bus.
Yes. The tall, gray-haired guy.
Yeah.
I think his wife worked there too.
She did.
Yes. Okay.
He drove across the grass one time. Do you remember him doing that? Coming back from a football game?
I thought he did something funky at one of the North Oaks games because we had to park on that weird road, and it was like a quarter mile before you get to the dang football field. But I thought he decided to do some weird stuff.
I remember coming home from a game one time, and we came off of Highway 10.
He drove the bus for all of our games. Right?
Everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he drove straight across the grass. And I thought, now no big deal, but I thought we were
right
Bigfoot going across that thing.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of that grass though. Oh, well, hang on a second. What about cross country or?
Oh hell no! I did not want to run.
Did you do?
I was like off-season basketball or off-season football.
Did you do track and field?
No,
none of that.
No, the only time I ran was because I got in trouble for it. We had to do the Coach Drake and his freaking
Taylor, run the field.
Get your ass on the goal line.
Were you part of us that helped move his car that day?
Yes. And we had to move it back, and then we had to run.
And then we had to run after that. Yes.
Oh my gosh,
we did have to run.
That was like his silver Honda Civic. Yes,
yes.
I remember that. I was telling Ruben about that too, and I was like, man, I've forgotten all about that until somebody brought that up.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Because I remember they had to park straight in. And then that was the entrance, because you had the weight room to the right.
Yeah.
You walked into the gym, and the gym was there, and our room, our locker room was there. But he parked. I don't know how he got that corner spot of some sort, but we had enough room to turn thing.
Oh, he was pissed.
Oh yeah,
so pissed
for such a little man.
And who brought that? I would love to know which one of us said, "Hey, let's move his car."
I thought it was Ruben.
Yeah, well, let's blame Ruben.
Ruben couldn't. He said he forgotten all about that. I'm like, dude, I really thought. I was thinking to myself,
the one that orchestrated.
I thought he was the one that's like, hey, I bet you we can move it. Well, we did.
So you did off-season football, off-season basketball during track and field.
Yeah, the only time I ran was when Coach Drake would get me in trouble, and I had to try to do them. Was it 9-minute mile?
I don't know. I remember having to run all the way around that whole campus, and that sucked big time.
That was
you would get out of their sight and you would walk.
I knew I was not a runner. I was like, no, I don't want to run.
It. Absolutely hated it.
I'm like, no, Coach, I suck at shot put. I'm sure. Discus.
No doubt in my mind, Coach.
I'm like, yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, really, Coach, look at me. I mean, back then, though, I mean, we ran so much, mostly because either athletics or we got in trouble. I mean, we were skin and bones, man.
Do you remember us being a very good football team?
I thought 8th grade we gotten pretty good.
I always felt like it was like we had to win our last 3 games and the other teams had to lose everything for us to get into some kind of playoffs or something like that.
There might have been a little bit of that. I thought 8th grade, though, we finally came together as a team better.
Well, I was on B team. Only because there wasn't a C, but it's okay.
We didn't have C team?
I don't think so. We didn't have enough kids.
Not enough jerseys.
I did. One thing I always did kind of feel cool is on Thursdays wearing my jersey over my T-shirt at school.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought, man, those chicks are digging me,
right?
Checking me out. They weren't. They were laughing at me.
Okay, I'm trying to remember, though. I mean, those things were
they were long.
Were they? Okay.
They were huge. Well, yeah, because there wasn't a separate jersey those were to hold our shoulder pads. So yeah, it was the same jersey and it was big. Yeah.
So our freshman year, though, they were brand new jerseys.
They were brand new.
They were brand
like
new.
A silky, shiny type purple or something like that.
Yep.
Yes. Something just came to my mind. Did you ever? I don't remember who was always responsible for it, but putting the American flag up and down every day. Did you ever do any of that?
No, I don't remember doing anything like that.
When you came to school every day, through the front doors or come through the back?
I want to say we probably came through.
I always came through the back.
Yeah, because it was probably either had something because everything was back.
Locker
everything
room.
Cool was back in the back. It was
locker room or
there
whatever.
Was the band hall or the locker room. So
or the choir room. I was in choir, so that's why I'm gonna stick up for the choir.
I can't sing. I couldn't hold a note if I had to.
Anything else come to your mind for 8th grade before we jump off into this 9th grade?
8th grade.
You know, I took a. Did you ever go to? Did you
What
go
was
to
the music?
homecoming? Did you go to homecoming with anybody?
I'm trying to remember, man. I don't remember ever doing that, but I probably did.
I can't think of.
I thought if I did, it was probably Amy Pennington, but I would.
I cannot think of the girl's last name, but she and I hate to say this because it's wrong, but she was in the third hall. Do you remember the third hall down there? For kind of the special people.
Is that kind of like a short bus?
Probably.
Oh no, I don't.
But I took a girl named Denise to homecoming.
Okay.
She was in the third hall, and she was so sweet, so nice.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. My mom had helped me make her mom, and she made my boutonniere.
Okay.
And the boutonniere had 3 ribbons on it. It had Richland Junior High, her name, and my name, and that was it. But man, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Going to homecoming.
I mean, God, if I did.
Did you break up with Amy just before, or did she break up with you just before homecoming? So she didn't have to buy you that thing, maybe?
I would have thought it would have been this the opposite, so I didn't have to. But I mean, it's
Could possibly be. You never know.
it's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
So 8th grade.
Yeah.
Anything else jump out at you?
I'm trying to remember. Did we have wood shop?
No wood shop there.
Yes, we did.
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. No wood shop at
McGee. What was his name? Mr. McGee.
Mr. McGee.
What'd he do? Was that freshman year?
I don't remember there being a wood shop at all at that.
Yeah.
Well, there was.
Was there? I thought that we had wood shop.
I'm going to put that to the test. If you remember a wood shop in Richland Junior High,
what did Mr. McGee teach?
Comment on Jim's podcast.
Because I remember doing some shelf thing that ended up being a like a basketball backstop in Jason's barn that was way down in the middle of nowhere that we tried to throw parties for and stuff. That I thought I built in there. Yes,
there was a wood shop.
Yes, I'm telling you. There was work. Yeah, there was work.
All right, we're gonna dig into this.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna.
What about Stan Stewart and health class? Coach Stewart.
Oh, Coach Stewart. God, I don't think I remember. I remember him teaching health and the awkward moments of that. But you know what I remember? Coach Stewart was. He was the punt coach. I think that was the only thing that I remember because he could punt that ball like it was nothing.
He was huge too.
Yes,
he had a huge
he
belly.
Could punt that ball and put a tight spiral. He put a tighter spiral than Todd Hamilton ever did. And Todd Hamilton put a heck of a tight spiral on the ball. But I was the recipient of one of those. We'll get to that. But anyways, yeah, that's the only thing I remember. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I watched some of the other videos that y'all talked about the whole in and out thing.
You don't remember it?
I remember him talking about, okay, we're gonna be watching some videos about this and that, and if there are any words mentioned that are not appropriate,
you're gonna be in trouble.
Yes, we're gonna get our butt whooped. And so yeah, I that's about all I remember about that.
Okay, that's all good.
Evidently, I was not traumatized nearly as much
as all the rest of us were.
Everybody else was.
Well, we were all concerned because we knew how we got to that point, and so we were all worried about getting to that point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's go 8th grade summer. Of course, we start out by going to the junior high during the summer.
Yes.
Early on, loved all that dodgeball. Yes. Drew Pruitt teaching us a little bit of basketball in there.
Loved playing basketball with him.
And so we move on to two-a-days going into 9th grade. I know, dude. Power through it, huh? Do you remember staying at anybody's house, sleeping over at somebody's house, or anything like that?
If I did, it was Brent or Jason's. That was the only 2 places I think I ever stayed. It might have been a couple of times here, only because I remember your mom and her cookies, her we were talking about this earlier. Her forget me cookie, forgotten cookies, and she put them in at night, and then they'd be ready in the morning or something like that, right? Am I close?
My bride over there has tried several times to make them, and it's not quite mom's.
And it was funny because that was one of the things I was talking to Ruben about. He's like, I don't remember no cookies. I'm like, how the hell you not remember those cookies? Oh my
Little
god!
chocolate chips in them.
Yes.
And they were like clouds, and
yes,
they were fantastic.
they were amazing.
And I didn't know till later on in life, but it is egg whites. You got to whip them or beat them up or whatever. Chocolate chips, sugar, all this crap. But you heat the oven up.
Yes,
and then you turn the oven off.
I remember that.
And you got to put in there. And then I also remember her telling me, because she would make them when it got quiet, because noise would make them fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it had to be quiet.
I didn't know that.
Or maybe I was being told that they had to be quiet.
Well,
my wife is shaking her head saying you don't have to be quiet. But my mom,
Toby does love to hear his voice.
I do love myself talking.
It's okay. We love to hear you too. But.
Yes, the cookies, dude.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I went up on some cookies.
There. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah. And but then, I mean, outside of that, I mean, that was probably it. I mean,
Jason Lee. Do you remember his black car that he had?
He had the Camaro.
Love that car.
And it was funny that his dad or stepdad Les. So across the street was Les's parents' house. Behind all of that was all the land. So there was this big overhead, and he had one of those things that had the like if you go get your oil changed at one of the, you know how they have the underground thing, how they can walk underneath your car. So his dad decides, oh, okay, you know what? I got this car for him, but the motor's blown, and I'm going to put a new motor in it. And yeah, it didn't work out so well.
Every time I smell coconut, makes me think of that car.
Really?
He always had a coconut air freshener in that car. Anytime I smell coconut, I think of.
It was a beautiful car.
It was a beautiful black on black car.
Yes.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
And then I remember one of the roads that ran beside Richland Junior High. There was the mechanic shop right up there.
Fridays Automotive.
Yes, Fridays. So Fridays actually ended up putting the motor
in the car
and fixing what Les screwed up.
Les meant well.
Yes, Les God bless his soul. I love that man. He bailed me out in Cozumel our sophomore year, but
really,
yeah, yeah. Anyways,
and Sharon was his mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she was cool. Travel agent.
Okay.
Yep, I remember her.
Yes,
she was a travel agent.
She was one of the first ones because she drove the gold-looking.
Oh yeah, she had a nice
Mercedes. And she had one of those mobile
car phones in there.
The car phone, that had the. I mean, the thing was huge, and it had the numbers on the top of it. So you pull it up, and you. Oh yeah. I remember that.
Okay, so we go through 8th grade, 2-a-days.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, 8th grade summer into 9th grade. We've gone through 2-a-days.
Okay.
And we're into 9th grade.
Yes.
We're bringing it home.
Oh. This was my year.
The year of Taylor.
This was my year.
And I remember a certain football, and I'm going to let you bring it up and tell the story, because I remember.
So I decided my freshman year that I did not want to be a dumb lineman and just block. And I'm like, I got hands, man. And so I tried out for tight end. And I was I was split in. I think Mike Berkovian was the actual tight end. And 2-a-days came. I mean, I was catching everything. And then I got it. I was like, yes, I did not have to be a lineman anymore.
It wasn't the first game of the season, was it?
And it was the first day of school, first football game of the year.
Where were we at?
Martin or
nope.
No.
Tell me when you give up.
I give up.
Sam Houston.
Yes. Okay.
In Arlington.
Yes. and it was second half, I think. And coach called a play, and it was a 5 and out, 10 and out. I was on the left hand side,
Yep.
and I did this out. Beautiful. It was probably one of the most beautiful passes I ever
Laid
caught
right in the breadbasket.
that I could ever have seen Todd Hamilton throw. Only I could catch it. Caught that ball. It hits me on the left hand side, and I turn and fall and land on my left shoulder. And then I did not drop the ball. I caught that ball. We got a first down. I just want to go on record. And I'm laying there looking up. I'm like, damn. And I just remember that ref walking up, son, just stay there. Coach will be here in a minute. And I'm like, why? And he's like, you're hurt. Really? And then next thing I know, they go over there and they finally get me up, and they're walking me over to the other side of the line thing. And
yeah, because you did it on the opposing side.
yes,
Yeah.
And so D Hoff he's way up underneath. He's way up underneath my jersey, and he's feeling. He's like, he looks back at Coach, the head coach of what was his name?
Not Coach C.
No.
Who was the head coach? It wasn't. Barry was high school.
Yeah. Anyway, so whatever his name was, he's like, we got to get this jersey off. And I'm like, no, you're not. D Hoff looks at me, looks back at Coach, I don't want to say Coach C, but whatever his name was. He's like, I'm going to have to cut the jersey. And Coach was like,
we're on a budget.
Right? Brand new jerseys for the first year. And he's like, all right, fine. And he cut the jersey off, got my shoulder pads off, and he's like, yeah, I think you broke your collarbone.
Yep.
And so Dad being there, of course, they're taking me from Arlington all the way over here. And he's like, we had a choice. We had HEB or we had North Hills.
North Hills.
He
right.
really wanted me to go to North Hills. And I'm like, damn, Dad, I'm in pain. He's like, all right, fine. We'll go to HEB. And my grandmother at the time retired from working in the HEB school district in the cafeteria thing, and she ran the gift shop at Harris HEB. And so she finds out that I'm in the emergency room, and she walks in. And I told you before, I said, she reminded me of Edith from All in the Family. And she happens to walk into that emergency room, into the room, when that doctor grabs hold of my left shoulder and does something, and I cuss. I'm like, damn, that fucking hurt. I don't know if I actually dropped the F-bomb. And I remember my Mima, she's like, oh, Jimmy, you watch what you say. I'm saying, they just grabbed my shoulder and it hurt. I don't know where my dad was. And he probably didn't want to be in there with my grandmother. I don't know. Yeah, he's doing something, and I'm next thing you know, they put me in this little figure eight. And it was like the next day, all the cheerleaders came to the house and to see how I was doing.
Jim, we love you.
Yeah, I think my dad got more excitement out of that than I did. That was probably odd, but anyway.
They were pretty girls.
Yeah. But yeah, I
first game of the season,
yes,
dude.
Here I was. I worked so hard. I did not want to be a lineman. Now, okay, so then you have to understand. So not only I still was the kickoff. I did the kickoff.
Even after that?
No. Up until then.
Okay.
So I was tight end on split in on offense.
Right.
I was backup center if needed to be. I did the long snap for the punt. I did the kickoff, and I was defensive end. So they had to figure out who was going to play all of that after the first day of school because I broke my collarbone.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Jason Carr.
Yeah. Oh, he was running back.
Was he really? Oh, yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Pippo.
And then
Peepa.
Yes, him or Scott Ogle.
Scott Ogle. Yeah. Jason Anderson.
Yes. Because I think I do remember
one football memory I do have. I was on B team, and Grant was the quarterback for B team,
Okay.
and Pippo,
Really?
yeah, and Pippo was the running back because A team had Scott Ogle and Jason Anderson, and so B team, and I'll never forget. We're in a huddle, and Grant goes 34 dive on set or on hut, 34 dive on hut, and Pippo goes, "Hey, we're 34 ho, we're 34 ho," and I'll never forget. Grant had to put rocks on the ground. Pippo, which hole it was. Now I'm sitting here telling you this that I didn't know what the hell football was either,
Right.
so I'm trying to do whatever. I didn't know that
34 dives. So that would have been
right over the guard or right over
that was between the guard and tackle.
tackle.
Yeah, because I think 2 would have been
right there next to the center.
And I think he had odd going the other way.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, that would remember Grant having to Pippo, you're gonna go right through here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So wiped out first game of the season. I remember you all wrapped up and had your cast and everything on or whatever that.
It was like a figure 8. They couldn't really put a cast on it, so
Yeah.
it just looked this figure
And
8
so,
thing that pulled your shoulders back, you know,
get you back in place, you know,
put you in good posture, you know. Nowadays they sell it to us 50-year-olds that are all hunched over now, so.
To straighten you back out.
Yeah.
So give me the rest of ninth grade after that traumatic day of Sam.
Man, so as far as football, I mean, I attended most of the games, if not all of the games. And I remember one of them, we were playing somebody, and it was actually at the new Pennington field. And I got to ride with Coach Dehoff in his
car,
300 something Nissan, whatever, he's silver something or another. And I remember us leaving Richland, and we were up there on the bridge at 8:20, waiting for the light to turn so we could go to Hearst. Okay, and he was talking about how and it's still to this day, even though it's a new bridge, you know how you can feel it move a little bit,
shakes, right?
You know, but yeah, I mean that was pretty much it after that, and then I recovered and.
Did you play basketball?
Yes, I did.
Okay, came back for basketball.
But during the football season, I was in off-season basketball because I couldn't play football.
Right.
Still had the figure 8 thing on, and we were playing in the little gym.
Yep.
That was beside
around the corner there. Yeah.
And went up for something and came down on my ankle, and probably like a very high ankle sprain at the time. I just remember it was black up to
really
like 6 inches up above my ankle, and it was black. And Coach Dehoff was like, "Oh, we're gonna fix you, boy." He get this 5-gallon bucket and fill it up with ice, and then pour water in it. And he's like, "All right,
drop it.
2 minutes in, 2 minutes out. 2 minutes in, 2 minutes out. Come see me every morning. We're gonna tape your ankle."
And it worked.
And it worked.
Oh.
But my gosh, man, I mean, I had never seen anything. I thought maybe I broke something, but I was able to walk on it, but it was just, yeah. But yeah, I remember basketball was fun. Yeah.
No track and field again in ninth grade. Did you go to the track meets at all?
No.
No, didn't even go there?
No, I didn't really have a interest in watching people run. And it was in 8th grade. I forgot. So, I did band, right? And so I remember we had to take this reading test. And I forget where we were at, but Jason was like, "Dude, don't worry about this test, man. This test doesn't mean anything." So I screw off the test, and I'm just
marking
numbers down. Right. Well, I failed it, so they're like, "Well, you're going to have to give up an elective because you got to take a reading class." You
had to give up an elective, yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I'm like, "Well, I dropped band. I wasn't giving up sports because I love sports. I mean, had such a rough elementary. Us in sports and junior high, I think, actually healed me some. To where life wasn't so bad,
Right.
because my mom was still, again, out of my life,
Right.
so that's probably why
It was a foundation for you, I'm sure. Yeah, some kind of stability and
when I think back, I'm like, that Richland, junior high was just life. And so, yeah.
well, it goes back to what you and I were talking about earlier, though.
Yeah.
We think that everybody had a junior high life like we did,
Right.
and they didn't.
No, they were like,
And
no.
It
I
amazes.
hated junior high. I loved high school. Really? Okay.
Junior high all the way, and it was
all the way.
I go back to what Ruben and I've said in ours is that it didn't seem like anybody was here, and anybody was here. Everybody was just kind of, level playing field.
Right.
We were talking with Michelle. Her locker got trashed. Do you remember where your locker was and everything in school?
For some reason, I want to say it was in the middle wing.
Okay.
I don't know if I had it in the first wing or not. Probably, yeah. I do remember the middle wing, but I don't think anything weird ever happened to it, though.
Ninth grade banquet. Did you take a date? Oh.
So, if I actually had a secret crush on anybody through middle school, it was probably Melissa Bryant.
Right.
Or
did she know that prior to you saying that right there?
No, probably not.
Wow.
And so I just remember some odd, weird thing happening, and it was in the beginning of the freshman year, and I remember telling Melissa, I said, Melissa, I said, if come time for banquet, if you don't have a date to banquet, I will take you. And that was it. And I was like, so it started getting closer and closer and closer to the ninth grade banquet. And then all of a sudden, I don't think it was her, but I think it was one of her friends. I don't know if it was Heather or who.
Right.
Came up to and wanted to remind me
that you had made that promise.
I made this promise. And I'm like,
okay.
I remember that promise. Is she going to hold it to me? Because hell yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, sure. And so I remember going to her house to pick her up, and I was with Jason. He might have been with, who did he date in June? Laura Guess?
Jason Lee? Yes.
Yeah. I think him and Laura Guess was a pretty
right there.
Yeah, her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that. And so we're over, and because she lived right there off 121 in Hanley Ederville area, whatever that was. And so which wasn't far from the Coliseum, W.G. Thomas Coliseum. And I just remember we were there, we were obviously waiting for the ladies to get ready. What we always do. And so
were you in a tuxedo?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we were pretty
dressed to the nines.
Oh hell yeah. And so but I remember she had a big, huge older brother.
She did.
And I remember him coming in there and just scaring us shitless.
He was a very big boy. Like, corn-fed.
We're not going to be doing nothing funny or anything like that. And I'm like, dude, I'm just happy to be in the room when it happened, And so I'm like, yeah, you don't have to worry about me, man, because
we're cool, man. We're cool.
We're good. Yeah. We're good. We're good. And so I remember us going to the banquet, and for the longest time, I still had that picture.
Oh, really?
That me and her took at the
banquet.
Yes, and it was during one of your videos that y'all were talking about the colors of it or something. And so that's when I was like, I still have that picture. I can verify the color. And I built this hope chest for my wife 30-something years ago, it seemed like. And I went digging through there. The only thing I found was 8th and 9th grade picture of the
class pictures.
Yeah, the book things, whatever. And so
your annual?
Yeah, the annual. Yeah.
Right.
Had the 88 and 89 annual. And she had some high school stuff. I didn't care. I didn't spend the money on high school stuff. But anyway, so But yeah,
Little ninth grade banquet.
ninth grade banquet was me and Melissa Brown.
You and Melissa
Heck
Bryan.
yeah, man! I thought I was king.
How in the
I
hog?
thought I was king of the world till after it was over with.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was short lived.
Yeah, I mean, but I held up my end of the bargain.
There you go.
I
Do you remember going to any parties or anything like that in junior high?
in junior high. I know there was a couple times we tried to have some parties down at Jason's barn. I mean, I recall some here.
Oh yeah, we had some here.
But-
Did you ever come to Young Life here?
I no.
No.
I do remember me and Gary, my brother-in-law, not at the time, but I was dating his sister,
Right.
and you had a party here. Me and him showed up to it, and we talked my older brother at the time into buying us some beer. So he buys us a 12-pack of Keystone. We come over here to have to the party, and because I remember the front window in there, did it have a bigger ledge at some time or something?
Well, the front door used to be over somewhere, and there was the house. There was no front porch, so you could get all the way up to the windows.
Okay.
Or climb through the window. If you
I
can
just
see.
remember us hanging out at that big window over there.
Right. Yeah.
Or on the ledge of the fireplace, and we were drinking
Oh yeah.
our Keystone beer.
When you talked about Jason Lee's place,
Uh-huh.
so when you went off of Glenview,
Mhm.
you went down that road, and like you talked about, there was a barn way back there in the back.
Yeah.
So I want to say it was Cody Van Bell, but I might be wrong. He used to live over here across the street, and we were over at Jason Lee's house. And I had one of those water balloon launchers where it takes two people to hold it.
Okay.
I'll never forget. We were going to take a rock. We were going to shoot this rock into that metal barn and make a loud noise. And it was nighttime. And they both held the rubber band.
Okay.
I put the rock in the little basket thing, and I pulled it back, and I let it go. They didn't know it, but that rock, when it went forward, it spun and came back, and it hit me in the diaphragm and knocked the wind out of me.
Okay.
They were both laughing, trying to find out where the rock went, and I'm laying behind it going, and they finally turned and saw me laying there on the ground, and they started laughing, but it did. It knocked the absolute wind out of me.
Do you remember the dog that Jason Lee had?
I don't.
What kind of? It was one of those. I don't know if it was Belgian or what, but like a German Shepherd, but big fluffy thing.
Right.
And there was this dirt hill, kind of in a corner. Okay. And that dog. So you have a 6-foot fence, wooden fence, because he had the basketball goal up,
Right.
which we're always playing basketball. And there was a couple of the younger kids in the neighborhood come play basketball with us. And if the ball went over, you had to go get it. Well, young kid, man, launched that ball right over that thing, and we whistle, and his dog comes running, and then he sets his paws in his chin up on the fence, and he's looking at us. You couldn't see the dang dirt hill that was in the corner, but that boy looked at that dog, and he looked at
hell no.
He looked at that fence and said, "Oh hell no!" And he was running his butt home. And I just remember I was like, the dog was huge to begin with, but
Where y'all lived right there, did y'all spend a lot of time at Putt-Putt then?
I think so.
Oh man, I would say y'all would have to be that close to it, dude.
Yeah, because we could walk to that.
Yeah, I mean it was right there.
Yeah, you could actually get to it from the backside of the property some too.
You brought up Cliff Matthews earlier. Did he end up going? He went to junior high with us, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yes, yes, because he was big on basketball. He was the 3rd-point shooter. He had that weird shot from the third point. Yes.
Yeah, he gave it.
And but I think high school he ended up going somewhere else.
Man, I just remember that dude being amazing at Putt-Putt.
But
I mean,
the only place that I could think that he would have went to, which you'd have to verify with Michelle, would have been Halton because of where his grandparents are.
May have to find out. Oh, Denton Highway there.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah.
So,
and that same sign, neighbors or something, whatever it still looks
there.
It still looks the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
because I lived on the other side of 377 from that off of Halton Road.
because they ran a business right
Yes.
out of that place,
Mhm.
like small engine stuff or something like that. Or
Oh, I can't remember. I couldn't tell you what it was. I just
What was
remember Neighbors,
I don't know what the business was.
NABORS, something or another. I forget what that was.
Ninth grade. What else comes to your mind in ninth grade?
Ninth grade. Well, it's funny. Y'all brought up Mr. Hensley, which I think we determined he didn't.
He was not at junior high.
But it's funny though you bring him up, that was brought up, because the first time I ever met him, we were at the W.G. Thomas Coliseum. I want to say we were probably watching a basketball game. Again, I had somebody, I was a year ahead at one point, and there was this lady that I ended up doing the Cotton Eye Joe in fourth grade with. But it was her name was Kim Jackson.
Okay.
And her brother, who was several years ahead, was an amazing basketball player, could dunk everything, just rocked it for Richland. And my dad cut the hair of the boy that played for Trinity. And they were playing against one another, and they were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, long story short, I'm in the bathroom at the W.G. Thomas Coliseum. I'm several urinals down. Lo and behold, here comes Mr. Hensley then. It stands at the urinal to pee with us. And we have a couple of urinals in between us, okay, kind of a thing. But he breaks the cardinal rule, and, instead of, looking forward, all that whole thing, he turns and looks. And he's looking me up and down, this kind of thing. And he goes, "Boy, you look familiar."
Here we go.
He goes, "What's your name, son?" And I'm like, "Jim Taylor." He goes, "Taylor, huh? You got any older brothers?" I said, "One." And he goes, "What's his name?" "Mike." "Yeah. Okay. I think I remember you. Are you that barber's boy?" And I'm thinking, yeah. And he's like, he goes, because I think there was like 2 or 3 Mike Taylors that graduated together, and which was odd. But he looked at me and he's like, "You one of them barber? He goes, your dad a barber?" "Yes, sir." And okay,
Off he went.
But that was weird. That was my first
encounter
of him, and we were standing there.
Yes, sir. See you later.
Yeah. It's okay if I zip up now?
Am I good?
Should I wait another few minutes? Yeah. But yeah, that old Hensley. But yeah.
So you make it over into high school?
Yes. Oh, yes.
10th grade?
10th grade.
Football?
No. Played basketball a little bit for DeHoff.
Okay.
Then I just realized, you know what? I'm done with sports. I never went back to playing football. I really wanted to. I was afraid of breaking my collarbone again.
Right.
And it wasn't until like years later when I found out, okay, you know what? I probably break this collarbone before I ever re-broke that one.
Right.
But being young and dumb, what do we know?
So,
and then, so that was probably the most exciting, sorry, for 10th grade, other than Jason's dad, Les, decides to open up this dive thing in Cozumel. And he asked if I wanted to go, but I had to pay for my ticket down there, like $290 something bucks. Outside of that, everything was cool.
Right.
And so I'm working my ass off at the time it was Skaggs Alpha Beta, became Albertsons. Now I think it's like the Outback over there off Precinct Line Road, and where exactly all that was right there. And so make it on the plane. We're going down there. We're having a good old time, me and Jason. And
we're 16, 17 years old, yes. Right? Yeah.
Because I actually turned 16 freshman year. And so that summer I was driving before we got into high school. And we're getting ready to go. And we're like, hey, we need to go get haircuts. So I called my dad and said, hey, we want to come get some haircuts before we go. Yeah, come on, let's go. I'll meet you at the shop. Ruben was there. Okay. This was the first time I ever saw my dad clean up the back of a neck with a straight razor. And it was because Ruben had such
Thick hair.
thick
Yeah.
freaking hair that the clippers wouldn't clean it up. So we all get these haircuts before we go. And but we're down there, and Jason and I, at the time, Carlos and Charlie's was in like downtown. It's not anymore. Um, and I mean, you had the little bucket of carnitas. They had this cheese thing that you could get there. It was all really cool, but we knew where all the happy hours were. And back then, if you could open up the door and walk into a bar,
You could drink.
you could drink.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they didn't care. Nowadays, I think they're more like 18. They want to make sure you're at least 18. They're getting a little bit more stricter about it, but not that it matters anymore. But yeah, man, that was the first time I thought we were going to get a fight in a foreign country. We're at this disco place, and this lady drunk off her ass, and she is just grinding down on Jason. And we're dancing away at this place, man. All of a sudden, this lady's husband comes up and is like,
He's mad.
"Oh yeah," she's like, "It's like, whoa, we didn't know she was married, you know," and kind of a thing. And he's like, "Nah, that's all right. I know she's drunk. We got to go." But I mean, she was just dancing away with Jason. I'm sitting over here,
minding your own business.
Oh, minding my own business, just drinking, you know. And but he's again getting the girl thing, kind of a thing. But I told you that how he saved his stepdad saved my butt.
Right.
So it was Jason and I, and then Amber. I want to say she was good friends with Laura Guess's younger
Heather Guess.
Yes. And so I had her on the back of a moped. We're hanging out doing something, and Jason has a sister, and so we're leaving downtown going. We stayed at some hotel. He's ahead of me, and all of a sudden this taxi driver gets in between us, and he turns on his left-hand blinker. Well, when he does this, he gets all the way over in the far right-hand lane, right? And I'm like, what the hell's this guy doing? So I'm going to pass him on the left. Well, then all of a sudden he decides to go left. And me, her, and the moped hit the curb. And I lay this thing down on its side. But the story goes is that she walked away with nothing. And I grabbed her and threw her on me. So she lands on me. And she walks away without a scratch. And I get this cut on me that, sorry.
You got road rash.
Oh, yeah. And that's when I got introduced to hydrogen peroxide in Mexico. And I cussed in front of.
Is it like this?
Oh, man, it must have been straight up tequila because that stuff burned. And I remember they poured it on my leg and my arm, right. And I'm cussing in front of them, which, you know, Les didn't.
Les was a cool cat.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, here was his advice to us 16-year-olds. He's like, boys, if you make it to one of them whorehouses, make sure you put on 2 condoms.
My only advice.
That was the only advice he got. So then the next day he's like, all right, we got to go take these things back. And he's standing there. He's talking to this guy. They're chatting back and forth. Les pulls out a couple $100, hands him the $100. And the guy was like, gracias. Shook his hand, and off we went. You know, I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to Mexico jail, you know. And that was
yeah, so that makes sense, him having the dive shop and her being the travel agent that got them down there.
And but that's also when I actually reunited with my now wife, you know.
Gary and
my beautiful bride and his and her brother Gary.
And might I add, I will add this in there that you and I were talking about earlier. You're married to Gary's sister.
Mm-hmm.
You and Gary worked together.
Yes, we did.
Arrow Bolt and Tool.
Arrow Bolt and Electric. But
and Bolt and Electric. And how long have you been there?
January would be 20 years.
This past or this coming?
It's coming up January.
Coming January will be 20 years.
Yes.
You've been married 32?
31. February will be 32 years.
32 years.
Yes.
And how many children?
I have one child, 28, who has blessed me with a granddaughter who will be.
You're a grandpa.
Yes.
That's recent too, isn't it?
Yes. She will be 1 year old on the 17th of October, and she was actually born 100 years after my Mima. No, yes, after my Mima. So my grandmother was born October 17th of 1924, and my granddaughter is born
No way.
100 years later. So, but I do have also we about 8 or 9 years ago, we unofficially, I guess you could say, adopted a single mom that used to live down the street from us.
Okay.
Who she has two beautiful girls, Audrey and Everly, 12 and 6. Everly was the first one to call me Papa. And we were there from day one when my wife and daughter was in the delivery room
When she had those
when
babies.
Kate had Everly. And so we're all she really knew,
Right.
know? I mean, somewhat. But yeah, she called me Papa, and it has stuck ever since. So
Very cool. So
yeah.
so grandma and grandpa passed when during junior high, high school, after high school?
Actually, my grandfather um, on my dad's side, our freshman year, my my grandfather died in a few days after my birthday in '89.
Okay.
Which was also the year that, or was it '86? I can't remember. One of those that my dad had his first heart attack. But I'm pretty sure it was middle school too. So,
Wow.
but yeah, but both my grandmothers died in June of 2018. We knew that one was passing away,
Right.
which was June 4th. We left to go on vacation on the 5th. They said we'd have the funeral afterwards. I'm there, and I get a phone call from the nursing home telling me on the 6th that my other grandmother passed away.
Oh my gosh, 2 days between the two.
Yes, it was 2 days in between. So,
Wow.
So yeah, it was
And dad was 2005. I think my dad passed in 2005.
really.
Yeah.
I know it's been 20 years.
Yeah. My dad passed in 2005 also. I have to look at dates on that.
I have his barber chair that we all got our haircuts in.
You have it still?
Yes. It's in my living room. It sits in a little corner. I had it reupholstered. I painted the base, cleaned up and then I had his initials embroidered into it.
Was he a barber his whole life?
Yes.
Really?
He was. Matter of fact, he graduated from LD Bell, and he would tell stories of when some of the football players. He graduated in '69 from LD Bell, and in his high school days, if some of the football players had too long a hair, they'd come pull my dad out of. My dad started cutting hair when he was 16.
They would pull him out of class.
They would pull him out of class to go into the locker room and cut that football player's hair.
No way.
Yes, I kid you not.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So, yeah.
First car.
It was a Mustang 2, brown Mustang 2. It looks nothing like. It looked more like
It was the weird looking Mustang.
Yes, it was weird. It was a stick. Yeah, I remember I had it parked over at my at Vicky's house.
Right.
And I left it in neutral one time, and I came out, and the car was gone.
It had rolled.
It had rolled down the street, popped the curb into the neighbors, into their yard, and just sat there. But it took us like 5 minutes, and I'm like, who would want to buy that? Who would want to steal that piece of crap? And then all of a sudden, I saw the taillights down there. I'm like, oh my gosh. We run down there, hop in the car, get it out of there. It didn't do anything other than leave some tracks in the yard.
And that was it.
But that was it. And then that was probably, I had that between 9th grade and our sophomore year. And then I bought a blue 71 Chevy truck.
I remember that truck.
Yeah, I love that truck.
I remember that truck.
Love that truck.
Now, I'm also going to make sure everybody knows you proposed to your bride in your junior year of high school.
I'm yeah, because she was a year ahead. So I want to say she was a senior. I was a junior. I was working at the mall. I went to Zales or one of those down there,
Right?
and got the thing. And that Christmas, our junior year, I did propose to her.
And she stayed around here after she graduated?
She did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the two of you got married in
Valentine's Day of 1994.
94. We'd been out of high school 2 years.
We were one. Here's a funny story. We were one of 60 something couples that got married together, and we were on the news.
Really?
There was a radio station at the time. It's sports now, but it was 105.3 Young Country.
Right.
And they decided that they were gonna, anybody wanted to get married or renew your vows and stuff, you could come in. You could go. It was at Irving Mall. It was in front of J.C. Penney's. They was like, you can come do this. Okay. So she already had the ring. I already bought her a dress.
Right.
I had paid for that. We knew that if we were going to get married, we were going to have to pay for it. And so so we were like, okay, well, we got 72. She told me on a Friday I was getting married on a Monday. All right.
Lock it down.
Valentine's Day. Here we go. Sure, why not? And so we left work, both met up at the courthouse, got our license just within the 72-hour thing. And we were on at least 3 news things.
That is too cool, dude.
Us and about 60-something other couples got married on
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I mean, they did. I mean, they had this huge cookie cake. The wedding cake, I remember it had like this berry cream. It had like 7 layers. Each layer had like 8 different pieces of cake in between these. I mean, it was some awesome freaking cake. You know, I didn't pay a penny for it.
Hell yeah.
I paid for that. Yeah, for that.
The dress, the ring.
Yeah, I mean that was already paid for. I think we had to pay whatever for the license, but
that was it. Man, that is too cool. Your daughter went where to school?
She graduated in 15 from Richland High School. Went on to graduate from DBU. Became a teacher.
Nice.
She taught at Northridge Middle School, and I wish I could remember. So back in like 2021, I attended a game that she was coaching at Richland Middle School, but it was the brand new Richland
school. Yeah.
And I want to say at the time she was coaching up against Melissa Bryan's daughters.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line, those two.
The mix was in there.
Yeah, the mix got in there for something, but I don't remember what. But
I got you.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Well, tell me something else that comes to mind to you. Now, I want you to understand, please, this isn't the end.
It's not?
I want you at some point, if you want to come back, you're more than welcome to come back. We can add somebody else in here. It just starts more stories going. Because I promise you, once you get past this and you're driving home tonight, you're going, oh, crap, there was this or that.
I think me and Ruben in here would be.
I think it would be fantastic.
The fact that we've lived really close to one another for a while.
Yeah, for many, many years, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But
I just, matter of fact, it was about a few months ago. He pulled up and I was outside of a neighbor's house and I was talking to him about my hot sauce that I've been working on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I text him. He'd bring me over some, or I'd bring him over some.
Right.
And it was funny. He was standing there, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude." I said, my hot sauce is getting so good, I might be more Mexican than you right now. And it was like 10 minutes later, we were back in Michelle's house, and she looked at me and she said, Jim, I think that only because you have that kind of relationship with Ruben that you've known for so long,
can say that
I could get away with saying that. And I was thinking, I didn't mean anything bad by it, other than the fact that I think Wayla would have been
a little jealous, Ruben is not Mexican. He's Mexican.
Yeah. But he tries to make her
salsa.
Yeah.
Did you ever go eat at a restaurant?
No.
You know, it didn't open until like 11 o'clock at night.
For real?
And we go eat there.
That's like an Italian thing.
I loved it. It was over the north side, and it opened like at 11 o'clock at night. We go eat chips and salsa. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's funny.
It was amazing. But well, man, I appreciate you coming out.
I'll come back anytime, man.
We will set up something again. We will drag Ruben in here. He has a good ability to draw additional stories out and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But keep that in mind because you're going to have more stuff that comes to you. But I truly appreciate you coming by.
It's been a blast,
Good spirit,
man. I have been looking forward to this for a while. Ever since you called me when I was in Fredericksburg, and you're like, "Hey, man, we were down there finding some wine," and
right?
he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm about to do this. You want to do it?" Well, hell yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. And
I'm all in.
I'll tell you, it would be funny to bring Jason Lee and Gary if we could get them in here.
That's true.
Because there are definitely some stories in there. I haven't seen him in a long time either. Now I have said something to his sister about where's he at, how's he doing. She said he's doing good, everything. Yeah. But he's not a big social media guy. He's very quiet. But
no,
But
it's his story to tell.
Yeah, we'll see if we can drag him.
He's last I talked to him, he's going down a good path.
Right.
Things were still good with him and his wife Joy.
Ooh, you know more than I do then. I don't know.
They're all named it's funny though. They all have
letter J's.
Yes, they all have the same initials of some sort,
Yeah. Jason Skracek's that same way. Their whole family is J's.
JL, yeah, Jason Lee and Joy Lee, and I couldn't tell you I couldn't tell you the kid's name. I think he has 2 daughters.
Does he really?
I could be wrong.
I'll dig into it. I'll get a hold of Amber, see if we can get him to come in.
Oh, Amber, yeah.
Again, like I said, this is.
I want to hear hers. I want to know her version of the night that the mopeds went down in Cozumel. So.
We'll get down to the bottom tax side of that side of it, but. Again, right. I love you to death, brother. You ever need anything?
I love you.
We're
too,
here. We will do it again.
Yep.
We will catch up. Folks, Jim Taylor. We will see you on the next episode.
Bam.
We're out.
We are out.